Hello folks, Hot Rod Rodney 25, aka Out of Scale Railroad. It's been a while since I did an update. As you can see, I haven't really been out here to clean up much. I just been working around and over top of the mess. As you can see, the wires are hanging down right there. I rerouted them, rerouted the clips. And I'll probably put clips up underneath there eventually to help hold up some of the slack. I wanted them up here because they're easier if I ever have to do something with the wiring to that switch back there. Yes, that switch that I keep talking about. And there's our lovely friend, the clock. It always goes off when I'm doing a video. So, excuse the noise for a couple minutes, or for a minute or so. But that switch right there I'm always talking about, that's in the one access panel. And, of course, this one has been covered over. There is no switch back there because that route now goes straight through the open cut from tunnel portal to tunnel portal, which that tunnel portal is out for a reason. I was working back in there trying to route feeder wires, which ended up going up under here. You can see that clip right there, and another clip slammed in there with a screw. And you come down here and you see a McDonald's straw that is now painted payment color, and the other little part of the straw right there, which the feeder wire is running from the track through and around. There is nothing interrupting it right there in the corner that I'm aware of. It's still free, and then it goes through this hole in the mountain and goes up and goes in that clip, through that clip, and down along the wall into the clip that's, well, there was a clip here. There's the clip. And back in where the switch wiring used to come up in the clips. There will be one more here just to hold that down on the edge. And there's that feeder wire. As you probably all should know by now, in my videos you see a lot of wiring laying around. I do not put all my wiring down underneath, except for the big main platform where I crawl up and have to walk. And my dad, when he was alive and did his Lionel stuff, his wires is up there laying on the shelf because there wasn't no reason for us to drill a bunch of holes, put them down underneath a shelf, and then have them sticking up above trains and have them, hanging down and all that good stuff, and then catching the trains. So we did it our way. It's not a show layout. It's just, I'm the one that always did videos, and I'm always going to probably continue to do videos. So, just excuse whatever wiring you see. That's how my dad did it back then, and that's how I'm probably going to continue to do this DC, AC, Lionel, HO, N scale, O scale. All those scales is on this railroad somewhere, or on this layout. Now Now, you know, if I ever go to another, if I decide to ever build another layout, which this one will never ever get tore down unless something happens to me, then everything in here, you know, somebody will have to come in and tear it all out, take it to the museum, because that's how it is in my will. Because my daughter will probably not want it. So that's how it is in both my mom and my wills. If something happens to me, it goes to the museum. If something happens to her and I'm still surviving, I still have it. If something happens to me, my daughter Abigail will go into my will and have to have somebody come in, tear it all apart, and the museums will end up getting it. If there is a such thing, then, I mean, everything changes day by day in the world. Who knows? But enough about that. Over here, let's follow where I was talking about the McDonald's straw. That is liquid nailed down. And then I ran the wire through. I'm not going to worry about the wire right there in the hole. Once this plywood goes on here, it's going to get dark. So you ain't going to see wires and all that good stuff hanging back here. Unless I put lights on and, you know, it ends up in the video. But, you know, forgive any wires that you might see. It's just the way that it's going to be ran. Up here on the A10 scale track, though, there is walls that I cut out that will go back up on these blocks. And these blocks are just screwed to the wall by, these are the old blocks that used to be my dad's, that he built for trusses, because he didn't have enough plastic trusses and he wasn't spending the money on trusses. And we couldn't really find any at the time. So he made up blocks, which work just as much as the plastic trusses. So these are 2x3s that he gave me. He didn't know what to do with them when he was alive, so he gave the whole box of them to me, and you can see right there, I will show you this real quick. He put a piece of backing board, or it's the thin looking plywood stuff. It's like a underlayment board, but he took and cut a strip of it and put 2 screws in it, and then put it down on the platform, screwed it fast, and it didn't go nowhere. Well, my idea was to drill holes in them, screw it up on the wall, and the holes in them is to run the wiring behind the wall. So if I ever got to get to the wiring, and they are cut out for the lock-on clips on the track, cut out around the switch, or switches. There is 2 switches on that line, because it's a back and forth, or a point-to-point type thing. It goes across the switch and automatically switches and comes back. So it's a loop-to-loop reverse switch type layout, or train. So that's the way that's going to be. I don't know if I ever explained that in my video or not. You can see that piece underneath, which is nothing more than poster board, right there underneath that switch. I don't know if I'm going to build the outside of the switch in or not, like a tunnel for the passenger train to go through. I may do that. I don't know. But anyway, but the walls are cut out for those lock-ons for the O27. But anyway, back to what this video is about. The update part A10 of the Prestonburg area changes video series, if I said that right. But instead of the trolley turning and coming up here to the tunnel portal, which is going to be removable, which is right, and there went the roll of paper towels. But as you can see, this has been cut out and all notched out, and this will go up against here just like that, and the bumper has plenty of clearance for the trolley, and it will come through this, around through a tunnel portal, around in the back of the wall now, and come through this weird decorated portal that I decorated the other night. I don't know why I put stripes on it, but I wanted to make it look like a USA type stripe. So, and being that it's just a trolley line for the visitors of Prestonburg Historic Site or Historic Park or whatever you want to call it, I haven't really decided on what name. I know it's going to be a historic type place, but all this is going to do is take a load of passengers from this loading platform, which you can see is not totally completed. It is not painted yet. I still have some work to do. It is in process or progress. Let me get that out of my hand. But it'll go through the tunnel portal, around, through that hole, through that tunnel portal. And of course the caulking is something I just did a while ago, so I can't tack the track just yet, or my track will be over there in that caulking and kind of tack down, and I don't want to tack it just yet. But then it will come across, of course, the Prestonburg Bridge through here, which will be, I'm probably going to put some kind of trees or something around those straws, or some kind of foliage or bushes or something, just to try to cover it up a little bit. And once the trolley gets over here, it'll go across the Peekaboo River, the Prestonburg Peekaboo River Bridge, which Prestonburg Peekaboo is back in there. It's kind of dark because of my temporary paint board up here. But it'll come across, then go into behind the rock cut through this little, I'm sorry guys, fast movement of the camera. Then it'll come out through, of course, that tunnel portal and come across this removable piece and go over there to Workbench City or Repair Bench City or whatever I decide to name that general area. There'll be a train. The train track will come off the switch and also go underneath there and go across the Workbench and over and come and hook back on, only it probably won't be coming this way. It will come into the tunnel on this side. But it's coming along slow. I haven't had much time out here because I've been working on stuff in the house and outside. I've been trying to quit outside stuff around 4 o'clock. That way I can still get out here and do some stuff in the evenings. Because after being out there all day and the nice weather, you really don't want to quit, but you get tired enough that you just feel like you need a shower, and then you come out here and do the second round and go into hobby mode and come out here and work on some trains. Because normally summertime I was always busy doing racing stuff and other stuff, and without my dad, I don't really need to work on the race car as often because I'm not racing as often as I was. I did race Saturday night, so be on the lookout for a few videos. It's going to take me a while to upload them from my GoPro. I tried putting the disc thing into my computer, and I couldn't figure out how to download them right from that to the computer. So I'm going to have to put the card back in the GoPro, put it on my GoPro app on my phone, and probably wait an hour or two just for one video to upload. And there's probably going to be about 4 parts to it, because it's in 4 parts on the GoPro card for some reason. So, with that being said, that's pretty much it, guys. You're going to be able to walk. You're going to be able to walk up the ramp, the visitors, or your Prestonburg park workers. They'll be able to come up here and go over to the new. Come down this ramp right here. This is still part of the sidewalk. It's just the foam. And then they'll be able, whoever wants to ride the trolley will be able to walk up here on the loading dock, get on the trolley. When they unload, then people will go off, and more people, will be in line to get on. And then I'll have a little ticket booth or something right there where they can, pay for a ticket, or, show their pass or whatever. It's probably going to be an all-day pass type thing, or, a few hour pass type thing. But I'll still have some kind of ticket guard booth, just for the people to come up and be greeted and be loaded by the greeters. And then, of course, you'll have the conductor of the trolley. But anyway, this track here, okay, back to the sidewalk real quick. The sidewalk will be painted around this whole piece of track right here. This track is like maybe 23 inches long, I think. I cut some of the rail off. And this was a piece of track that used to be down here in the old Prestonburg yard. From the old Prestonburg. It got resalvaged, as will the all the other track that I have yet to clean up. I probably will clean this up just a little bit more. Then again, who knows? I may just put some foliage and stuff growing around it to cover up the old sand and dirt and all that's still attached to it. But the sidewalk will go all the way around this track on both sides, and there'll be locomotives or cabooses or something sitting on the track where people can look at the locomotives and the cabooses, or rolling stock or cranes or whatever, I decide to put in there. And that leads me to when they go around here, they can either go up to the trolley, of course, or they can come off the ramp and go around and look at all the historic engines or whatever. As they're coming up the ramp, I'm going to have a little short engine sitting here, which they won't be able to actually get up close to, but they'll be able to walk up. As they walk up, they'll see it. As well as over here, there'll be another little short engine or even a switcher sitting there. I don't know, what all I have. I think I have two little short engines that I don't really know what to do with. I might just put them there, just to brighten up the walkway a little bit. And of course, then down along here there'll be railings and maybe ingrown grass and bushes and stuff like that. But anyway, as they come around, I don't know if I'm going to decide to cut this piece of foam right here out and try to put a ramp type thing in. I haven't decided on that yet. But when they get down here and they look at all this, or coming from the trolley ride, they can now go across what I built cheap out of more shims. As you can see, I just liquid nailed them together, took some hobby sticks, put in there as a small guardrail. And as you can if you notice, there's a T-pin here and a T-pin here. That ain't what exactly is going to hold this permanently, but I put them there to help hold it up so I can imagine what I want it to look like. And then there's two pieces of which I probably ain't going to find, of course. Here they are. We've got a left piece and a right piece, and they'll go in there something. And this probably ain't gonna line up perfectly, guys, but it's gonna give you an idea what I'm talking about. Those are going to be like landing pieces to the sidewalk to continue it. Now, I can probably take and put the highest part of the shim here to line up with this one, and then cut it at an angle and bring it over and right onto the walking bridge right in front of Prestonburg Bridge. And I then put a back railing on the back because of the words on the bridge. But once this all goes together like this, they'll be able to walk across, and there'll be another locomotive sitting here that they can visit. And then let me pull this out of the way. As they walk along, after they visit that, they can walk right along the bridge without falling into the river, of course. But there will be a guardrail or a fence there to keep them out away from there. So they'll walk across there. And then, after they come off of there, and excuse the caulking gun, they'll come over and there'll probably be some kind of small locomotive or caboose or something sitting right here that they can visit. So there'll be all kinds of stuff that they can visit, and they'll be able to trolley fan, I guess you want to call it. Rail fan, trolley fan. The trolley with their friends or neighbors or, other spectators, visitors, as they go by and take a ride across what is supposed to be the Abigail Bay River, or Bay Ocean, Abigail Ocean. I'm not sure what it's actually going to be called, but the floor is going to represent the ocean for this whole front layout. But it'll come across on a lift out piece and go across the work, or over there to the workbench city, or whatever it might be named. So, still a lot of work to do. It's coming together slowly. You can see I weathered the bridge, make it look dull and kind of, a lot of foot use. I did not do the end pieces yet. They're still dark gray. This is this is more like a dark gray on here, watered down gray. But I still need to weather these maybe a little bit, get some black in it, or gray or something, and darken it up just a little bit. And then I will either connect it here or even bring it around and still connect it, also down to here, and it'll go around the displays and so forth. And I think it's going to look good, because let me step down off my milk crate here, and I'll give you a little eyeball view of what the two bridges are going to look like together. You can still see the Prestonburg Bridge in behind, and they'll walk right in front of the Prestonburg name on the bridge. I did not want to cover it up because I didn't think it was going to look right. So the side of the bridge will be part of the side, or the backing of the footbridge. Since this ain't, ain't going to be a real bridge. So it's not going to matter on the layout, because you're not going to see it up close like you are right now. But you can see that I took and cut the two shims down at the middles and put them together. That way the bridge goes down in a dip and goes back up on the other side, and the Prestonburg name stands out right there. And the middle of those two shims, where the split is right in the middle of the name Prestonburg. Or it's supposed to be. It's close. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, like I say, ignore the wiring. It's just something that my dad always did, and I caught on to doing it, and I just don't use a lot of foam or anything. I use straight plywood. So lots of times on the upper levels, I just put the wiring on top and go with it. As long as I know it's good wiring, it shouldn't have no problem with it. If I do, then, you know, that's where I'll have to fish new wiring wherever. But I think we'll be alright. Once this is in here and the plywood's on top, that's going to basically be it for this backing part. Because I probably won't ever get to it ever again. Even though I made the tunnel portals removable, I probably ain't going to be able to reach in there to get to any of them, unless I make some kind of other access panels. And I don't really think I need to cut the plywood up any more than I'm cutting it, or have already cut it. Other than that, I mean, there's going to be a river, of course, coming out of this tunnel portal and ending somewhere, and people will still be able to go across the parking lot at a fence and look at the Prestonburg pass-through, up at the Prestonburg Bridge and the footbridge, and look at the river and through the peekaboo, which now you probably can see a little better because there's some light in there. And with my favorite tunnel portal, which would never be duplicated as far as I'm concerned. It's probably the best one that I ever make or ever made so far. I like it because it's got a lot of detail in it. But there's the Prestonburg Peekaboo River. And that's going to probably be it for this video, because it's now 33 minutes long. So until the next time, guys, this is video Prestonburg area changes part A10, I do believe. So until the next time, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment in the section down below. And we'll catch you on the next video. Probably part A11.